Hello, my little munchkins, my little crones, and my little chickens. How are you on this fine Monday evening? Well, I hope everything for you today was glorious. How was school today, baby crone?
Yes, school was good.
Oh, sound more enthusiastic. Well, anyway, we wanted to wait late into the day to do it. I wanted to do it early, but baby crone don't get out of school until go home until 5. And then I be feeling so bad for the baby. I says, baby boo, why don't you rest up for a little while? And then baby boo and I both wind up falling asleep.
Yes.
Well, nevertheless, here we are to give you the scoop and the final recap on R&B. What is it?
The Queens of R&B.
Okay, let's get her started. I hope you follow us because, you know, if you ask me, what did I think of the last episode? I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
I felt rushed. I felt it was fragmented. Like, it was like, it wasn't that it was thrown together at the end because the show was great for what they showed.
That's
However, they showed bits and pieces of the show. So everything at the end was about showing their performance, I think, with both groups. But it just seemed like Escape was the main focus.
It did feel like that, but actually looking at the song list, they did equal number of songs.
I'm not talking about the music.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about their music. I'm not talking about the performance.
Gotcha.
The performance was good. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about all the drama. I'm talking about all the questions. I'm talking about Tamika and Latasha. I'm talking about all of that. I'm talking about all the stuff that's going on behind scenes.
Yeah.
And you know it's a lot of drama, you could tell, but they not showing it. So now it felt fluffy.
That is true. It did just felt like they brushed over the last 5 episodes
Like
of drama.
you still empty with what happened with A and what happened with B.
No resolve, really.
It just really wasn't no resolve. However, this is what I would have preferred. If it was always going to be about the show, then you could have made all that backstage drama, but at least gave us more of the show.
Yes, that is true. Because really, episode 5 and episode 6, which was this week and last week, was all about preparing for the show. And that's out of 6 episodes, only 2 episodes was really about performing the show, while the other 4 was all about the family drama that was going on with Escape.
And all this was going on, and they tried to do it all in 6 episodes. That was ludicrous to me.
Yeah.
However, overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8. And and that's a good score because that's like what, a B?
Yes.
So I give it an 8, and the reason why, because I knew that they couldn't pull it together. But it was inevitable. It was no way you could not talk about Latasha and Tamika. It was just no way. I feel like I just want to just take Tamika and hug her, and I feel like I want to take Latasha and sit down and talk to her.
Yes.
You know, it just left me so empty. And the way that Latasha just came in with the entourage. And,
Oh, yeah, she came in real squad.
What's she doing? She just, and you know what? She just seems so pinch-faced all the time.
Yeah, she does.
She just seems so pinched and her face seemed tight.
I could see it.
And she always appeared like a woe is me. Like, everybody's always messing with me. Nobody wants me. That's what she seems like. And she done worn that mask of a person so long, her face is always like, just pinch face. Well, anyway, what would you like to talk about?
Yes. Well, really, we didn't, as you said, we didn't get much resolve. Because really, at the beginning, Tasha had talked to her husband, Rocky, about it. Talking about getting a kickback.
And you know you was looking at Rocky, la, like a rug.
Right, he was like, we both have the same text messages. You can look at my text messages and see Well, if you guys have the same text messages, you just said that therefore they have proof of you getting a kickback, but you don't want to accept it.
He lied like a rug with wrinkles.
Yes, and he also seems like he wants Tasha to leave the group.
He definitely seemed like he wanted Tasha to leave the group. And Tasha, named Latasha. Oh man. Well, they've been married, and she take pride in we was married for 20-something years.
Yes,
As if that gives me a right to take this mental abuse. I own it, and this kills me. And I know, believe me, I know everything my husband is doing. Everything. And we have an open marriage. I know we don't have an open marriage. I didn't say that. Liar, pants on fire.
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
You said it, and then she tried to backpedal on Andy Cohen. Latosha. Go ahead, what's out?
Yes, and also with XCSAPE and trying to get the group together when they was doing their dress rehearsal the day before, because
showing up late.
Yes, real late. And
I would like to know how late was she? Because they was already practiced. They was already in the show. They was already on the stuff.
Maybe 2-3
Did they
songs.
show up? I would love to know how late. What she was late and coming in, and her husband wanted her to be that way. You don't even want to stay where the girls are staying, girl. What I want to know is Latasha being taken blind by her husband.
That's a good
I
one.
want to do a read on that. Is that all right with you? I really want to know. This is the finals. I didn't want to read on anyone, but right now, I really want to know, is she really blinded?
Yes, because her
deceived by her husband. Her sister just feels saddened.
Yeah. Because she says that that's not her sister.
The
she
death card.
Her sister's
Ancestors
being mind
speak
controlled.
to me. This is the death card showed up, and that's the representative of the spiritual side, or what's really going on in the core of Latosha. And I'm just going to do a quick read. I'm going to do maybe a few cards, not a lot, I don't need to do a lot, but she's got my soul so concerned about her at this point.
I don't blame you after the strong episode.
And just to see, I can't even be mad at her because to see a woman that broken, that lost, that giving power to this cheater, this lying cheater, knowing that it's truth, but you're going to stick with it. Anyway, women like that, I guess maybe all of us, or many of us, I should say, has been a woman of circumstances like that. But I find it ironic to find out women in the 21st century in 2023 is still living under delusions like that for a man. That's mind-blowing. Speak to me, ancestors. So clearly, there is a death, but there's a death for her with the group. There's a death with her for her sister. There's something about Latasha that's dead inside, that she's empty. She really wants to go after her gospel career. Many people think that her music won't sell, but we understand now in the gospel world, there's a lot of foolery. There's a lot of foolery, a lot of lying, a lot of deceitfulness. So her attitude will fit, because if she sings and blow it and bring the music, it's going to do it. Because people in the gospel world and Christendom are willing to forgive, especially if they like your song. And I'm going to read this when I finish. So I'm going to lay him down. So you want to say it?
Oh, 9 of Swords.
Okay.
The 4 of Cups. The 2 of Swords. The 2 of Cups.
I'm going to read all of this real fast. This has been a popular card lately.
It has been. Oh, the King of Pentacles.
And
Oh, the Queen of Cups.
And last, I'm going to read these.
7 of Pentacles.
Okay. So, what I see here, their relationship is predicated on money. He uses her for her money. He uses her, but he trusts her. In her mind, he's a good business thing. He's a mover, shaker. He makes things happen. He's a fast talker, but he's a hard worker. She sees the work he does, even though he's shiesty. She sees, but she doesn't want to see the negative. She sees the good. I want to say something, but that may not be appropriate. So here I see that. I see this offering right here, but I want to come back to this. I see that she has been very stressed out over her marriage, even though she's acting like she's not. She's stressed out over it. Here it is. When somebody give her information, she doesn't accept it. She doesn't want to. She's gone. She doesn't want to accept it. She doesn't want to believe it. She's naive about it. It's not, she's that's all she know. He made her feel good. She feel as though he could be with a whole lot of women, but he'll never leave me. I understand that. He could be with all the women in the world. You could do whatever you want, but he ain't never going to leave me. So if you think that he's going to leave me, he's not going to leave me for you. She rests in that. She's comfortable in that. You understand? When there are other women that come up, even though she's stressed, even though she's depressed about it, she believed that he'll never leave her. She believed their vows they took was sincere. She believed that's a marriage before God. She believes that no matter what, she's supposed to stand by my man. Her heart is closed. And anybody that come up against it, even her sister, to try to come up to her, is dead to her. What do you mean? Sometimes we could be so set in our way. We could be so depressed, so not budging because we got our eyes on something. And as long as he working and making that happen, I'm dead to anything that's going to come up against it. I'm dead to anything. And this is what Latasha said. I'm dead to it. You can't move me. When she walked out on her sister, she's like a two-snake tongue. Why? Because on one hand, she'll say to the press or to the confessionals, I really want to be right with my sister. I really want to get right with my sister. But when it's time to get right with my sister, she's not there.
No.
She doesn't want to get right with her sister. She just wants everybody to leave her alone and get out of her marriage. That's what she wants. And she's depressed. She says she's not depressed. She's depressed. Those cameras was on and Latasha showed out, if you ask me. But deep down inside, she's depressed. She know her husband is a cheater, pumpkin eater. She know he ain't up for no good. But she love him because he controls the money. He makes everything smooth. Remember how he had her in the room and the little house they were in and had the chef fixing it?
Yes.
All the money that she worked for. Lord, don't we learn? And then, no matter what, how Tasha K has put out there that he's cheating with proof and evidence. You can't tell me she haven't seen it.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to know. She's saying, stay out of my marriage. I love Rocky. Rocky Road. That is what he is. A cheater, a liar, a swindler, and he cheated those girls. And she doesn't want to accept it. So this is good. So she can leave the group because I think this is what she wants. I don't really think she wanted to leave it like that. I think Rocky want her to leave the group. And the reason why I think Rocky, her husband, want her to leave the group is because he knows things starting to get hot. He's starting to know, they starting to catch up on me. Leave. You ain't got to deal with them. You better than them. Come on, what you going to do? He was pressuring her.
He was.
And did you think, what kind of manager is going to let you be late? He was working against her like the devil himself. So her new beginning, like she told her sister, this entourage is my new family.
Yep, she did.
Everything that belonged to Rocky. Food, silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. I think that, I feel sorry and then I don't feel sorry when there are women that know the truth and choose to live in darkness. That's right. Let your soul be dead, because you have to be dead to live with a lie. And that's what I have to say about that. And I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for any woman that comes off that desperate for any man. And that's my point. I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care if you've been married 50 years. That don't give you a right, or that don't give you a right to say, I'm going to take care of it. You hold your marriage up like a banner for a woman of God. And your husband is a liar. And at least one thing, if God wants you to accept the truth, God don't want us to live in darkness. That's for sure. So you want to live in darkness with the storms life in the back of your life, and close your heart and close your eyes and close your heart and say, I don't see it. He's Rocky. He's mine. No woman's going to have him no matter what. You got him, sis. You got Rocky. The Rocky Road. I'm serious. Every time I think of it, it grieves my spirit. So, did you have a question?
I know I did not have a question.
Did you like that?
Yes, it was
Did it
very
make sense?
good.
That was just what the card said about the situation.
Yeah, it was just about her life, because
Dead.
Yes, because it
Sister,
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But you know what? We gotta wake up sometimes. Because when you live in darkness like that, it eat at you. It makes you sick.
Yeah. Last time he said she needs strength to keep that face.
That face, you see that pinched face. Every feeling, and I mean this, every feeling, every anger, every hurt, it's all on her face, how tight her face is. And she's a beautiful woman, but her face look tight. It just look. She looked mean and angry and hateful. That's how her marriage and this group is making her look. She's looking bitter. So what else we have?
That was pretty much it, because aside from them performing, great performance.
Great performance at the end. I loved it.
I like how they showed us every snippet of the song.
A snippet of a song, right? Did they show how many songs did they have? 12?
Let's see. XCSAPE had 3. SWV had 3, so that's
and that's
6.
it. And then they sang one together.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. Coco did not want to sing. Of course not. Is that the gospel?
Yes. What is it called? Oh yes, Living in
Living
Vain.
as my living in vain. That's what they say. I used to like that song.
And
but I think I was liking it I don't know. I know that they didn't do it first. It was either the Pointer Sisters, or it was a group that I can't even think of the group, or it was the Clark Sisters. It was one, I don't know, but it wasn't them. So for them to pick this song up, I thought it was a good one. However, I don't know what makes it a gospel.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And Coco did not want to sing a gospel song. However, I felt like I agree. I got the rest of the groups that's saying, hey, let's do it,
And I like what they did, because you said, why don't they just sing a song together?
And they did. I did
right,
say
they
that.
should have done that at the end, though, too.
They should have did it at the end. They should have sang that. I don't think they should have sang "Is My Living in Vain" at the end. But I think that's something that XCSAPE should have did by themselves. I don't think that anybody should be made to sing something inspirational if they don't want to. Mm-hmm. And Coco stood right up there on that stage and did not sing at all. She grooved, but far as I saw,
she was held right
down.
Here.
She did not sing, and she said she wasn't going to sing it. And I guess that because she didn't want it, I think that they could have done something about that.
They could.
I do.
Maybe they were short on time, so there's not way they could have choreographed a way for Coco to stylishly dance off stage and then dance back on stage.
No, she had to be there with that group. But anything else about it?
No, I'm glad to see the girls had fun. I'm glad the audience loved it. Right. I believe they said Jalen was there, right?
Who was Jalen?
Coco's son. I'm sure he was.
I'm sure. He was helping them dress them, whatever he was doing. Yeah. So he was there. But so overall, this last episode, I thought it was choppy, but the
Yes.
whole season been choppy.
Yeah, I wish they would have just ended it on the performance and
Yeah.
not showing the after show, the aftermath between the
Yeah.
sisters, and then leave it. Because I'm just like, so
It
what's
just
this-
kept making me go, man. Oh,
I almost had it. It was good.
oh, I was like, oh, but nevertheless, overall 6 weeks to me, whatever this was, whatever they did, it was good. It was riveting at moments.
Yes.
This was about the show. I wish they would have just did it a little bit differently. I think it was a lot going on. I know that it is. I know it is so much footage that, oh my God, that if we be in the TV eating popcorn going, oh my God, I would love to see it, but nevertheless, they gave us what we can. They tried to make it best for both groups.
Yes,
At
they
the
did.
end of it though, it seems like it wasn't about SWV at the end. It seemed like it was a Bravo thing, what Escape, and rightfully so because that was the broadcast. However, I would like for them to come back again.
Yes, actually,
I really would.
do believe that because I believe Todd was helping with the production because during the dress rehearsal while they were practicing as a group together, Escape took up a lot of the time rehearsing as SWV was complaining because they sung like a little song and then like moved on. But Escape performed like their full song.
And Escape also was having a hard time with the steps and learning
keep
the
redoing
movement
it over and over again.
And also wasn't there, so it was a hot mess. But as true performers,
Yes.
they pulled it together. And from what I seen, even Candy note, that high note Candy with, and anybody out there that says Candy can't sing, come on people. She can sing. She has that and body. You know, I like Candy. Everybody knows that. I love Tiny and I love Tamika and Latasha. I feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her in a sad way. I feel sorry for her because you choose to be blind. You choose to walk away from your sister. You choose to not accept the truth.
Yeah.
You choose to. And for that, Latasha, all the money in the world is never going to make you happy. You're married to a buster. He's been exposed, sweetheart. He has been exposed. And he even had the look of a buster. He even have a hustler. He's like got that hustler mentality. He looked like a hustler, but he looked like he can make $1. He looked like he can talk his way in and out of a paper bag, okay? So with that being said, I just think you have this low self-esteem, Latasha, and you really don't need it. You have a beautiful voice. You have a lot going for you. But your man has gotten and put the claw in you, girl, and now you can't do nothing. So with that being said...
I will say SWV has grown on me. And I would like to see them again in another show separate from Escape.
You want to see SWV again?
Yes, I like to see
You don't want to see Escape?
No, even as a group of 3, well, maybe because I do like Candy.
Well, what about Tiny and what about Tamika?
Tamika's.
I like Tamika, but
well,
you don't have to care for
like
her.
the group says, I'm really only familiar with Tiny and Candy out of the group.
Right, because you're the young one. I'm familiar with all of them. So they were of my generation. So I know, well, they are both of our generation.
Yes.
You just wasn't born yet. So, but I love the show. Maybe they could do something else like that again.
Yeah.
It's something good to do when you don't have nothing to do and you need to fill in some time. Throw something else in there like that. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't too long where you get bored, but it was just enough to keep you coming back for more. Bravo, that was a good show. Candy and Todd, or whoever, thank you. That was really good. We give you applause. That was good. In spite of all the faults, and there's again another 6 weeks that went. And I'm like, it's over already?
I know, right?
What can I say? Well, with that being said, thank you for our recap on...
Yes, the Queens of R&B.
And if I appear to be a little hard on Latasha, I'm sorry. She annoyed me. I am
It's
so. She was
understandable.
like the diva of the divas of the diva,
She stole the show, literally.
with this grand attitude. It was like lights, camera, action.
Yes, walked in, even talked to her sister, had an attitude. Just
Cameras,
down.
lights, action. Put that face up, baby Crone. So we're gonna leave with the what's her name, Tamika. We'd like to thank you for joining the Crones.
Yes.
Please subscribe. Is there anything else you would like to say?
No.
No. Thank you. Sunflowers.